ladies and gentlemen.
Here tonight's entertainment.
And here we go.
Hi everybody, and welcome to my review of Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance has always been one of my absolute favorite handheld games, so as soon as I found out that they were coming out with a sequel, I literally jumped for joy at the opportunity to continue my tactical adventures through the land of Ivalice. After having spent 100 plus hours in the last game, I was overwhelmed with the idea that I could recreate the process once again. And having seen what little trailer material there was for the game, I was convinced that it was fairly similar to the original one and that I would enjoy it quite a bit. And for the most part, I was right. It is almost exactly the same game, you know, new quests, new races that you can be, a heck of a lot more jobs to assign all the classes to. Whole bunch of new abilities. The animation for a lot of old abilities has been changed. A lot of them look a lot better. Some of them aren't as good as the original one, I think, but maybe that's just nostalgia kicking in. Stylus play is optional. I choose to just not use it at all because, frankly, I'm way too used to just playing it the way I played the last one. Although you have no idea how helpful having two screens in this game can be until you've played it. It just makes for a lot less menu hopping and flipping back and forth between things. It's so much easier just to be able to see all the stats of your character right on the screen at the same time that you're looking at what weapons are equipped. The rules have changed. There are no longer 3 laws in every battle, and if you break those laws, your characters are sent to prison. That's no more. The judge will no longer be riding a chocobo through your battle. He sits on the top screen and enforces one law, and if you are to break that law, then he will leave, and you can no longer use in that battle Phoenix Downs to bring any characters that are knocked out back, and you won't get a special bonus at the end for following the law, which is usually a weapon, which is gold, because in this game acquiring weapons is about 100 times harder than it was in the last one. It's not like you complete a quest and you're given a weapon as your reward. You're never given a weapon as a reward. There's a new trade and barter system where you acquire these items as you did in the last one, but this time instead of combining those items to form new items and new weapons, you actually will trade in certain items that you have to make available for purchase weapons that you just acquired in the last game from completing quests. That part of this game I'm not all that fond of. I'm about 10 hours into the game. I have all of like 6 weapons. I've went through the bartering system. I've gotten a whole bunch more. They're all available to buy, but it's much more of a hassle than just acquiring weapons through quests. And the only other difference that I see in this game that is a radical difference that once again bugs me, only because I loved the old one so much, is whereas in the old one you would walk around the world map from city to city, each time you stepped on a city that would be a day, and other clans would be walking around with you, and you could land on the same space as them and fight them just for no reason at all, trying to get some weapons or maybe get your stats up. That is not the case in this one. In this one you'll never see another clan walking around, and rather than travel from city to city or forest to city, you'll go from region to region, and inside of each region are 5 of the old icons for cities, forests, all that sort of thing. And moving between those little icons doesn't actually take up any time at all. It will only take up a day if you move between the 2 regions. And not being able to battle any other clan arbitrarily just makes it a heck of a lot harder to get your levels up and to acquire weapons which actually give you the abilities. So in the end, it's a very good game. It's very worthy of the Final Fantasy Tactics banner, although the interface is a little sloppier, I would think, than the original Advance game. It's almost as if this one was the first one and the one on the Game Boy Advance was the sequel to it, where they did the improvements. And I have seen this pattern before where they'll try to change just enough to make the sequel different, but they actually end up changing too much to the point where gameplay and the interface are so different that they just feel like it's hard to get used to all over again, and you just find yourself wishing for the last one instead. And I won't name any names on this, but I think you understand what I mean. I give Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift a 4 out of 5.
Hello, beautiful.